Right, hello guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the best Black Ops 6 nuke method, because that's right, we've already done a video discussing the best Black Ops 6 nuked out method, and today, some of you asked for how to get nukes just in general in Black Ops 6, and I'm going to share with you today the best method. I'm going to be covering your Black Ops 6 best settings, Black Ops 6 nuke class setup, Black Ops 6 bot lobby method, because yes, this was done in a kind of bot lobby. This wasn't the most blatant bot lobby in the world, but it was still a bot lobby nonetheless, and I will talk about how you do this and get this, and the actual method itself on how to get a Black Ops 6 nuke. But as you can see, to prove that we are all these, this method does work and is fresh and is still available to be used now and is still what I'm using, this is a brand new nuke on Hacienda 24/7 playlist with the SORG. Don't have to use the SORG specifically, but we'll get into that in a second. But let's start off with talking about your settings, okay? Before we get into anything when it comes to getting a nuke in Black Ops 6, you want to make sure you're getting the right settings for yourself. So what I'm going to do is leave a link to a settings video that I have done with the brand new update, because they have changed a few things when it comes to settings in Black Ops 6. And if you haven't noticed already, your sensitivity values might have changed. So you want to be making sure that you're checking that those are correct for you and are either what you had previously and were comfortable with, or you want to find some new sensitivity settings that work for you. So what I'm going to post on your screen right now is a screenshot of some major settings that I use, the ones that I think are very key. However, I would recommend you go to that video and watch that video talking about everything to do with my settings. I cover all my settings there, but on your screen right now is the main settings. The horizontal and vertical stick sensitivities have changed, like I said, so 0.10 to 4.0 is now what you can use. I'm currently using 1.50. As you can see from the gameplay, it is working fantastically for me, so I'd highly recommend it. If not, anywhere between 1.40 and 1.80. I use the button layout tactical, field of view of 103. Fidelity cache strength, I put that in there because I think that's quite important to get that right as well. I'd say anywhere between 60 and 80 in this game, just because the higher you have it, the more input delay you actually get. So fun fact there for you. On-demand texture streaming, have it set to minimal so you don't lag during gameplays. Of course, you don't want to be lagging in Black Ops 6. It's going to make getting a nuke a lot harder than you want it to be. And 120 Hz refresh rate if you can. If you can't play at 120 FPS, I'd recommend getting a monitor, a console, or even a PC that can do this and take advantage of 120 FPS. It's massively crucial, I think, when it comes to being at your absolute best in Black Ops 6. But for more settings and tips and tricks when it comes to settings in Black Ops 6, feel free to check out that video I've done. It covers absolutely everything when it comes to settings in Black Ops 6. Next up, the nuke class setup. So what I'm going to do is share a screenshot on the screen now of the actual loadout that I was using for this gameplay. However, the actual main weapon itself, I don't think matters too much. You can use whatever you want. There's loads of good weapons in this game. There's a Crick C, the SORG, the Model L. There's so many good weapons. Whatever weapon you are comfortable with, you can use in your main slot. But I've got the SORG here. That's what I was using. It did well for me in this gameplay. Again, I've built nukes with other weapons in this game, but the SORG was very pivotal and quite a good SMG. And there's other good SMGs out there that you can use as well, such as the Tanto and even the C9. But the key to the class is tacticals. Either use a concussion or a stim shot, okay? They are both fantastic pieces of equipment and tactical. You can use either one of them. I'd recommend stim shots. I just didn't have them unlocked in this gameplay. But the lethal, it is super key. You're going to see in this gameplay, I am chucking these things here, there, and everywhere. The blast trap, it is an absolutely massively overpowered piece of equipment. You can get these things over and over again with the perk setup that we have, and you can just keep spamming them around that, and they pick you up so many cheap kills. I imagine at least 5 to 6 kills on the way to actually getting this nuke were from my blast traps. So make sure you're getting a blast trap in there, okay? Because a blast trap a day gets you closest to the nuke today, okay? That's what I'm saying. But next up, field upgrade, assault pack, because we're not using scavenger. We obviously want to be getting more bullets for our weapon, so make sure you're using assault pack. It's crucial to the class, especially when you're not using scavenger. Otherwise, you're going to have to pick up other people's weapons, and you might not pick up a very good weapon, so make sure you're doing that. Perk 1, flat jacket. You don't want to be dying to nades, don't want to be dying to random explosions. Doesn't stop all sorts of explosions. Like I believe the blast traps and that can, well, not blast traps, but the field mine, the mine trap, wherever it is, can actually kill you and stuff. And other explosive things can kill you. So I'd still use flat jacket regardless to stop those random semtexes, frag grenades, you name it. Perk 2, I've went this dispatcher. The reason for this being is because, of course, we can actually use our score streaks, okay? The difference between getting the nuke straight up and the nuked out, you can't use score streaks. But with the nuke, you can use streaks to a degree. So obviously, you can see as well, I'll talk about my streaks as well. I'm using UAV, Overwatch, Helo, and Harp. I'd say you either use the UAV, Overwatch, Helo, and Harp kill streak setup that I've got, or UAV, counter UAV, Harp. I just use the Overwatch Helo because I like to have the enemy sort of be more concentrated on what's going on in the sky, the thing that's, trying to kill them from the sky. They're going to be concentrating on that. You get people trying to shoot it down so you can kill them whilst they're obviously not looking at you. So that's why I go with that setup. But if not, UAV, counter UAV, and harp is also another good setup. And you can use your kill streaks, okay? I want to make that very clear. And with the nuke setup, you can use your kill streaks, but don't use anything that's lethal, okay? Anything such as, well, I say not lethal. Obviously, I'm using the Overwatch Helo. Just want to make sure as well, you guys know as well. I know it's probably obvious to some of you, but the Overwatch Helo kills do not count towards the nuke. I want to make that very clear. So any like kill streaks that do actually get lethal kills don't count towards the nuke. You need to get them straight up with the gun, 30 kills with the weapon. I'll make sure that's very clear. But we're using Dispatcher to get to our score streaks quicker. Super useful perk, fantastic perk. And then we're using perk 3 Quartermaster to, of course, be able to get more blast traps, more stuns or stims, whether or not which tactical you're using. Very useful perk set. And obviously having all 3 combined gets you the strategist speciality that makes you earn a score bonus for objectives, destroying equipment, see equipment through walls. Super useful perk setup, probably the best perk setup in the game. I know some people might go with Enforcer, but if you want to get nukes, I highly recommend Strategist in this game. So that's the Black Ops 6 nuke class up. Any questions, leave them down below. I will happily answer them as best as I can if you want to know how to get the best set for yourself. But as you saw there, we are the nuked on Hacienda 24/7. And of course, some of you are going to be questioning the lobby, okay? How do you get a lobby such as this? Yes, you have to get a bot lobby in order to be able to get a nuke in Black Ops 6. You're not going to get this against pros. I don't hide this. I don't pretend that I face sweats, but I don't do what some people have called me out in the comments for. I don't 2-box. I don't reverse boost. I want to make that very clear. The Black Ops 6 bot lobby method that I use is I play on Xbox Series X, or just Xbox in general. I turn off crossplay. I have a video describing how to do this. You can actually turn crossplay off on Xbox. However, it's a bit more complicated. You can't simply turn it off in the game. You have to go to your Xbox settings and turn off crossplay there. But it does help get easier lobbies, and it also helps avoid cheaters for the most part. You still can face PC players who are using the PC Game Pass, but for the most part, you won't be facing PC players very often, and more often than not, you're probably facing what I'm facing in this game, which I do believe is kind of the cause for this and why you get bot lobbies using this method, having Xbox crossplay off, is the fact that people are playing through the Game Pass, and most of them are going to be relatively new players who've probably never played Call of Duty before in their life. Now, this wasn't the most extreme bot lobby in the world. You're going to see it's not like they're absolutely not shooting at me. Some are shooting at me, some aren't. This doesn't guarantee bot lobbies, but it's the best method that I can give you guys. I've even heard that they've actually nerfed 2-boxing and stuff like that. I don't recommend 2-boxing. I'll be honest, I think 2-boxing is quite scummy. You are just placing players that are absolutely terrible. This method is just kind of back to normal Call of Duty, like, searching. You know, you face good players, you face bad players, you face average players. It's a bit of a mixed bag, but it does get you like an easier, it's a little bit easier to getting a easier lobby using this method. So I want to make that very clear. I do have a video on this as well. Again, I will leave the links to these videos in the comments down below so you guys can watch them. But yes, turning off Xbox crossplay does make it more likely for you to get a bot lobby. You will have to face bot-like players or lesser skilled players than yourself in order to get a nuke. It simply isn't going to happen against great players. You know, if you're facing 1.5 KD or above players, the chance of you getting a nuke against them unless you're an absolute beast is very unlikely. I want to make that very clear before anyone calls me out for this. Now, the method itself, as you've seen from the gameplay, we're kind of rotating around the map a bit. We're playing a bit slow. We're playing a bit passive, which is what you got to do, right? You got to get 30 straight gun kills, right? It doesn't matter whether I get the Overwatch Helo, etc. You got to get 30 straight gun streaks. So I'd follow the blast traps everywhere. Try and stick with your team a bit, and more than anything, look where your team is on the minimap, okay? That's what I want to explain when doing this method. Make sure you know where your team is. Look out for where your team's spawning. The next moment, like that there was important to see. I know I saw my teammate spawn there, but I still saw on the minimap, of course, luckily through the kill streaks I had, that I could see someone on the minimap. Just check where your team's spawning most of the time and try and group up with your team. Don't push spawns too much. And also, actually, before we talk about like just the method in general, which again, just throw your blast traps down, you know, use your kill streaks, how would I put it, very wisely, because obviously they don't loop in this game. You can't use a UAV again and again. You can't use the harp again and again. When the harp goes up, just go crazy. You need to start just absolutely charging at people and getting as many kills as you can whilst that harp is up. It is super crucial that you do that. And then finally, the small thing that people want to know, of course, with a Black Ops 6 nuke, what game modes are the best game modes to play? The best game modes to play, I'd say the most unpopular playlist. So Hacienda 24/7 is a somewhat popular playlist, but is a little bit unpopular because it's not Nuketown, etc. And it does lead to getting easier lobbies as well. It does help with that. TDM is a good one. Domination. Headquarters is quite decent, but it's not overly great. So I wouldn't massively recommend that. But still a good game mode nonetheless. And I think that's everything, really. I think that covers everything for how to get a Black Ops 6 nuke, or the best method to get in a Black Ops 6 nuke. Any questions about today's video, leave them down below in the comments. I will answer them as best as I can and help you guys to get your Black Ops 6 nuke today. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, notifications on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.